Hello, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where in the world you are. I am your DM, Gloss and Gadgets, and you are watching the Greyhawk channel. And this is book 2 of The Shadow of Vecna. And yeah, that's all I need to say about that. But before we get cracking and obviously introducing you to who everyone is and what we're doing and all that lovely stuff, we need to thank some people. Firstly, obviously, we want to thank our Patreon and our Twitch subscribers, because without you guys, none of this would be possible. We have a jam-packed summer season for you, and there's so many good things. I'm DMing one and I'm playing in one, and it's very, very exciting. It's also, all our games are powered by Roll20, the world's leading virtual tabletop, and now the Greyhawk channel is officially supported by Roll20, and you can try it out for free on roll20.net if you want to try out some virtual tabletop and get your D&D on. I highly recommend it. Also, Heroic Max is our official battle map sponsor. You can check out their library on more than 300 maps on Drive-Thru RPG. Obviously, next is tabletop loot. You need some clack math stones, then they are the people to get your clack math stones from. I am a clack math stone collector, so I do get some of my dice from tabletop loot. If you quote Greyhawk, that's capital G for golf, capital H for hotel, in the checkout you'll get 15% off, because we're nice like that. And of course, all our patron supporters and our Twitch subscribers can get coupon codes to ruinc.com. They're all those fabulous maps by Devon Rue. And Cantrip Candles. All you need to do is join our Discord, which is now open to everybody. Obviously, say you are a subscriber to one of the mighty heads above, and I'm sure they'll put you in the secret place that has all these special things. So yeah, let's just quickly go around the table and introduce everybody to you. Obviously you know me, so you don't need to hear from me again. But we shall go anti-clockwise because we went clockwise last time. So, Khan. Who are you? You unmute?
I have unmuted. I'm Honey Buns, and I played Karn. I remember how we're doing this. They are they, them pronouns, and is our lovely tiefling.
What class are you playing?
I'm playing a monk this time around.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Varys.
Hey everyone, I'm playing Diverse, the elven illusionist wizard with a few multi-class levels and cantankeryness.
And how cantankerous he is. Arafo, you are next.
Hi, minasan konbanwa. This is John, all the way from Japan, Phoenix Iwaki on the Twitters. And I am playing Arafo, as said, a forest gnome cleric.
Wonderful. And next, Bash, we can kind of see you today. Did you turn your light out? No? Okay. It's just got dark for no reason.
It just got dark. I mean, I can try and turn on some more lights if that is necessary.
Okay, no, we'll sort it out later. We can see you a bit better than last week. Who are you? What are you doing? Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Ran, and I'm playing Bashir Kavakan, the Paladin of the Ancients, who is kind of the mother hen to these chicks running around trying to find worms.
Excellent. Okay, so a recap. I'll just get it up because I wrote one. Last time we played Shadow of Vecna, we began our tale on a hot, humid morn. The sun has not yet revealed its glory, offering only the first tentative pink touches of dawn on the far horizon. 4 friends are out in the forest foraging for soul supplies. This hot, damp weather is perfect for mushrooms. We find Bashira, Dragonborn Paladin, exacerbated over her light-hearted fellows, trying in vain, it seems, to keep them safe and together. Siblings Khan and Arafor, tiefling and halfling respectively, are enjoying their time together and causing chaos. Bringing up the rear is a grumpy elf known as Diverus, smoking his pipe and very uncomfortable being out in the wilderness. But it is not all fun and games, for little does the group know that they have walked into a shadow that is long and dark indeed. The party are beset by mist, and it is not long before they lose their way in the wilderness, suspecting magic afoot. They try and use a fairy ring of mushrooms, which they kind of think is the cause, to teleport out. But alas, it does not work. Eventually the party is split and becomes lost, two taking a tumble over what is presumed a wooden log, and the others wander out bravely into the unknown. What they stumble upon is a menacing marble statue. A proud king stands on the bones of his enemies. The mist clears, revealing a strange white city with flat roofs and domed buildings. No one knows where they are. The air is filled with the smell of freshly baked bread, and despite the sleepiness of the city, everything is basked in an eerie blood-red light of the rising sun. Our party, after some investigation, discover that they are indeed in the city of Fleef, lost to the ages, and that statue is none other than Vecna, the boogeyman of their dreams. Sadly, there is no time to digest this information as warn horns sound and people flee in panic, screaming in the nearby temple for safety. The party is swept up in a sea of screaming citizens, though a man stands apart from them, attempting to establish some kind of semblance of order. Drawn to his authority, the party meets the captain of their militia, Thorin. He explains that, by means unknown, the guards of the barracks have all fallen to some kind of plague, and there are few trained soldiers ready to defend the city, forcing them to enlist anyone capable of holding a sword to man the city walls. Once up there, our party see that Fleeth is beset by a large orc army. Enslaved hill giants bring forth enormous siege towers, flanked by 3 columns of heavy cavalry. Dense squares of infantry dominate the field, screened by javelin-wielding skirmishers. At the rear of the army, the orc general sits upon a massive, dragon-like beast, exhorting his warriors into a bloodthirsty rage. Without much choice to assist the defenders, our party decide to join in the battle along others who are frightened and ill-equipped to stand against this horde. Outside the walls, it's not long before death finds these courageous adventurers. Only a short time ago, so happy and content. As they take their final breaths, a sinister laugh can be heard, and they awake again at the base of the statue, still alive and under the shadow of Vecna. And it is here we will begin our session.
All right. So Bash immediately is like, ah! What? And is, I think, still sort of in death throes / fighting. So like they wake up and they just keep elbowing the ground and then they stop. And they're breathing heavy. And they're like, where? What? and looks around for their companions.
Adafor was crawling across the ground as he was trying to reach his sibling Karn, and crawls over to where they are and just like puts a hand on him and says, Tag, you're it.
Karn is freaking out, man. This has been traumatic. Pops up, just like just reaching around, trying to find. I think we find each other, and we're just kind of like
Diverse.
pulling.
Diverse struggles to his feet and lights his pipe, and then after he does so, he kind of just like takes his long spidery fingers to examine all the stab wounds that were there but are no longer there. Just kind of silently looks at you all.
Likewise, you just like Arafor got slashed across the back, and he's like arching that out, and he's like just rounds on Karn, and is like, "What were you thinking?"
I was thinking that I could punt. I was thinking I could. She just keeps moving, like I thought I could hit it. I thought I could hit it.
Well, besides, whatever happened, what are we doing back here?
Bash, did you bring us back here?
No, I died. There was orcs, and I was trying to disperse them to save the wall, but
did we though? I mean, is the battle over? Were we brought back inside?
Did we win?
Did anybody else hear that really creepy laughter? Because I heard that, and I'm not comfortable with being back here and also laughing. Like
there was that awful sound.
It's quite
That was
unsettling.
supposed to be laughter.
I don't know. It's what it sounded like. Okay, we're alive, maybe. We're dead,
Ish.
maybe.
Ish.
But we're still in this God's forsaken town, and we're not back home, which is where I just want to be home. I want to go to the Dapplewoods. I want to go look for mushrooms. I don't care if the virus gets really, really high.
Right. So yeah,
I will find him, but I just want to get out of here. I hate this place. We died here.
So yeah, that's one thing to put in the belts. Throwing yourself into the thick of battle and getting killed doesn't get you home. All right.
Does not.
What else was I supposed to do? What else are we? I mean,
Well, what happened to the city?
It's here though, and
It's been overrun.
I mean, is this still Fleef? I mean, Fleef must have been destroyed.
Baker boy. If we find if they're still if this is the same place, then they should do the same stuff.
You want me to talk to Arrakam again? That's okay. We'll go find him.
Make him be himself again, whichever works.
But
wait.
This makes no sense.
That smells familiar.
Bread. Goddamn bread.
So the orcs overtook the town.
I'll only ever eat bread again. I don't know how I feel about any of those.
I'm pretty sure if a band of orcs overran Fleef, if that's where we still are, they wouldn't have been setting up shop as bakers. That's not usually their MO, as far as I know.
Do you see any of them around, though? I mean, they'd be here in the square.
All right. Enough conjecture under this creepy shadow statue thing that might be laughing at us. I don't know. And so Bash just kind of like wanders towards where that bakery was that we had visited before.
And Arafor falls in beside Bash, and like he conjures up an image of the roll that he grabbed on the way out last time. He's like, "This one's really good."
Well, you can probably have. I mean, we're heroes, right, or something. Like, didn't we defended the walls? Maybe you can get like a dead heroes special. I don't know, like a
Yeah,
discount.
if they found us on the field after, but we don't have any wounds though.
I mean, I don't feel like I was healed through magic, because usually you still have that, that taste in the back of your throat, and your body's still sore. But I don't feel any of that.
And it should leave a scar. And like Arafel just like throws up his shirt. He's like, "Is there a big slash on my back?"
No, there isn't. Your back looks just as good as it always has, my friend. Let's go. And
Is all the hair still there?
yes,
Carter's gonna just walk up behind him while he still has his shirt up on his back and just give it a good right on the back.
That felt real.
So it's not a dream.
So
or were you supposed to do that to me?
I believe it's pinching, actually, not slapping.
I'm not allowed to pinch anyone anymore because the last time I did, there were puncture wounds involved. And she just kind of does like this with her hand and like her nails sort of clack together. Not allowed to pinch.
Beware the shadow pinch. Beware the shadow pinch.
Okay, Diveris, you're the mage, right? Come on, tell us what's going on. You were magically healed and we're magically evidently back in sleep. Maybe, I don't know. Did we get teleported? Did the orcs have teleportation weapons? I don't understand. Instead of wounds, we get teleported to some different plane or something.
I twist, bend, and break minds. I do not untwist, unbend, or unbreak limbs. That's more of Arafor's thing.
But I haven't seen anything. I mean, there's only one thing. It must be the power of Beovel. Beovel must have brought us back. And Arafel just like goes to his knees right on the cobbles there and grabs his Tanuki raccoon amulet, and he just starts like praying to Beovel. And he's like, "Thank you for letting us trick another day."
Next time, ask your god if we could go home instead of here. Maybe we die and then they transport us to a place where we actually want to be. Trick us into being happy. Okay.
What if we find another mushroom circle?
Yes.
Let's not talk about the mushroom circle. Okay. I just don't want to.
Mushrooms got us into it. Mushrooms can get us out of it. I don't even like mushrooms, but at this point, I'll kiss one if it gets me home.
You always ate the mushrooms that I cooked.
And at this point, Bash is just like exasperated and is like pounding on the baker's door. Wow.
But Bash, maybe Diveris should go.
We've been through this. Literally.
Right before we leave the actual statue of Vecna, Diveris is just going to take a long drag of his pipe and let off a big plume of smoke and just kind of look up at the statue. Has anything changed?
Statue in it.
The final boss, we found it early. Thanks a lot, Diveris. All right.
That's what I'm good for.
Drink.
And then I fall in line behind the others.
Okay. So yeah, as Bash is about to pound on the door, everyone's like, maybe you shouldn't do it this time, Bash. And Bash is like, fine. Diveris, you're the normal looking one, I guess.
What? I'm not the one sweet of tongue. Perhaps Khan or Arafor.
I don't know. I feel like if the baker, Ericum or whatever, is scared of me, he's going to be also scared of the little person and the demon child.
Nobody's scared of me. What are you talking about? Let's go.
I'm scared of you. It's very difficult when small things run very fast around your feet and you're like, wait, what's going on? I can't actually keep track of you. It's scary. I mean, everybody's always scared of the big thing, but let me tell you, a bunch of small things running around. Whoa, no thank you. Okay?
Bash, I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
It is.
It probably is. I'm feeling very emotional because I just died.
Well, you look very good for it. Come on, let's go. I'm hungry.
Demon child now.
You look. You have horns and a tail. I look like a dragon child. It's not offensive.
It's
Just who
okay.
we are.
I got some decent information out of him yesterday, last time, 5 minutes ago, 7 lifetimes ago. I'm still not sure.
Wait, has this happened to you before?
I have no idea at this point.
Wow. Anyway, one of you talk, because last time he wasted all those rolls on the ground and almost urinated all over himself, and human waste is not a pleasant smell.
And at the talk of pee and buns, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Have you wrapped your hair up around your horns?
No. I hadn't done it yet this time. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's definitely earlier than when you were here last time. Last time you were here, there was a crowd already queuing up for bread. And in the air, there's that yeasty smell, that metallic, wheaty beer smell in the air. So it seems that you're at the bakery, but the bread is still cooking. And it's not quite that lovely brown, crunchy, warm smell. And you do hear movement inside, and you hear a voice that says, come back in an hour, we're not open yet.
I'm going to turn around the bash and go,
Either knock on the door again or break it open.
He seems awfully relaxed for a person that just got overrun by a horde of orcs.
It might not be the same person. We need to find out. This is definitely the same building.
Why don't I do this? And I conjure like a bag of flour on my shoulder. It's like, delivery!
Delivery is always going to back.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Me?
Yes, you.
oh no.
Okay.
You can do it.
2.
Oh, can't do it. I was wrong.
Didn't you put your 5 in charisma?
Yeah.
Yep.
How?
So you do hear a response. Deliveries round back, please.
Can I,
Should I go?
Yeah, yes, I think you should. I vote this plan as a thing. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to tie my hair up around my horns.
So yeah, come with. Let's and we look to the sides. Was there a clear alleyway kind of around the back?
Yes, there's a clear alleyway. Very narrow, but there's one round the back that you can see.
Okay, I'll lead the way with my bag of flour.
Okay, so you go round back, and there's kind of like a wooden fence, crudely put together, and you find a little door you go through, and out back are several large wood stove ovens, and you see various people walking about, and there waiting at the door is the baker that you are looking for.
Okay, and the same guy was there before.
Yes, it's the same guy.
Okay, so I'm like, yeah, this bag on the shoulder. I was like, I reckon, my good man, finest bread in all of Leaf. Got that flour you wanted?
You're not the usual delivery guy. Just set it over there, and he points, and there's a kind of like a pallet where there are other sacks of flour, but there's less.
Okay, so yeah, Arafo like wanders over, plonks it down. So, any invasions lately?
Smooth.
I'm just going to trip. I'm just going to stumble a little bit, just like...
Also smooth.
Very smooth. Invasions? I mean, I heard rumors that we had some trouble with the orcs at the border, but
at the border of the city limits.
Of
Have you
the Empire. And he's looking at you like you've gone mad.
Right. So, no.
Are you daft? There was a tidal wave of orcs yesterday.
We're just jumping into this.
And
You were just baking bread?
Karen just has a piece of bread. And she's just like, oh, we're just doing this, like, we're just jumping into this, huh?
Aracum, are they forcing you to bake for them? Just nod for a yes.
Oh, good. Wise, therefore wise. Hostage.
Stress eating.
Just dough.
Aracum is looking at you like you've all stepped out of the loony bin. I really thank you for the delivery. He hands you a silver out of four. He tries to I gotta get back to work. They're gonna start lining up for their bread real soon.
They are.
Soon.
Have nice days. See you next delivery.
Wait, when are the people gonna be here?
He looks at his watch. Oh, about half an hour. Then usually the house slaves start to come and line up for their master's bread for breakfast.
The ones with the collars?
Yeah, how else are you supposed to know who's a slave and who isn't?
Quite.
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna use minor illusion to make my face kind of turn all skeleton-like.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm just gonna go, you wouldn't lie to us, would you?
What are you trying to achieve with this?
I'm trying. Diveris doesn't realize it's the same day, so Diveris is wondering if there's actually something with the orcs he's not telling us. So if he seems genuinely scared, or if he's hiding information about orcs.
Okay. Well, you turn your face skeletal and you say you wouldn't lie to us. And Aracum just falls to his knees and cries out in sheer panic. Ah! Don't hurt me! And now you have actually gained the attention of everyone else working by the large wood stove ovens.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he knows nothing about the orcs.
Doesn't seem so. So where did they go?
By now you're approached by a large man, the master baker. You can tell from his strong arms from kneading and pulling bread. His apron dusted with flour as he steps to you. What's all this then?
Just to be pointed out, Bash is like behind the fence, has not walked in, and so their head is just like peering over this fence, like looking, and they have like their hood on that they put on after everyone made them wear that awful cloak, and so they're just sort of like letting them talk and watching them and not moving. So if that's suspicious to anybody, let that be known.
I feel like Tim Allen.
Karn is just kind of shrinking, kind of step back. Like this is a do not want to be seen moment.
He's like, yeah, what the hell, Baker? We just brought the flour in and we were just having a chit-chat with Aracum.
Do you know anything about the orcs? The ones that flooded your gates yesterday, that left, well, stab wounds?
And you have a heavy hand rest on your shoulder as he kind of like both guides and pushes you to the door, Diveris. And Arafor, he's kind of like using his foot to guide you out.
Oh.
I'd go get your head checked out, lad. Now,
kind of
you've delivered your flower. Now sod off.
the kind of reaction you get from someone who uses slaves, and Arathor conjures a collar around the baker's neck, but it's a live snake.
Why are we doing this? Why are you harassing the baker?
He's harassing us.
I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Thanks a lot. Good.
It's all your fault, Bash.
Look, you said don't get involved. Bash is like, all right, I'm not going to talk to anybody. Oh, good. I feel like this.
What level are you guys again? 1? Excellent. Who rolled over 20? No, just me then? Okay. 18 and higher?
Natural 20 minus 1.
19. $15 and higher? 10 and higher?
Come on, yo.
What did you get, Cam?
I got 11.
Arathor, what did you get?
Lucky 7?
Bash?
Higher than the 2 you
I got
got.
the lucky 3. Watch out.
Okay. God, you guys, look, you're making me get my encounter calculator out.
This feels like I don't understand why.
I just wanted to stress eat bread, y'all. Like,
Y'all
I-
harass somebody at their job. All right, you harass somebody at their job, and then
I
keep
just
harassing somebody. Okay. Cool. No, it's good.
He's clearly lying about the orcs that were just here.
Everybody wonders why Bash always talks and intimidates people, because this is what happens if she doesn't. Jeez.
They're in league. They're in league with the enemy.
Exactly.
Wow. You guys
No,
have take flaws
fair
like
enough.
paranoia or like
No,
dementia.
fair enough. You know, you've just experienced a horrible encounter. You're gonna be like, what's going on? This is fine.
Everything is fine.
Burning
is-
building,
this is-
burning.
This is fine. But you know, I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson.
We're gonna find out that it's a loop very quickly. I have a feeling, everybody. Thank you very much for just in the process of us figuring it out.
Trial and error. Error and trial.
Yeah, I think the last one.
Where is this? Oh, bear with me. My thing is going all weird. I've lost it. I can see my encounters. Where is my encounter? Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, bear
Come
with
on.
me.
Come on, Encounters. The DM needs to punish us.
Okay, Tom.
The waiting is the worst part.
You know what you did. We know what we did. Sorry.
Top of the round, the baker. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone for bearing with me as I sorted out my technical difficulties. So the baker pushes up his sleeves, and you see heavily scarred arms. The type of scars that someone who fought in fighting pits might have. And I'm afraid Diveris, he's getting to attack you first. He picks up a large wooden paddle, which is used for putting bread into the oven, and he swings.
Oh yeah, he's gonna hit me.
For 21.
Yeah, my AC's 9.
Okay. It wasn't a nat though, so it's okay. 2d6 plus 4.
Ouch.
See, once you kill enough people in the gladiatorial pits, they free you, and you get to do something like this. So, just FYI.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And he's got a multi-attack, so he's going to swing it around, and out of 4 you're going to get smacked with it too. For 21.
Will do it.
Okay. And you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Varys, it's your turn. It's the end of his
Okay.
turn.
So Varys just took a wooden paddle across the face. So he's going to pick up his pipe. Well, now you've gone and pissed me off. Look, it doesn't have to get any uglier than this. You want to be in league with the orcs? Fine. We'll just walk away. But make another move, and I'm going to hold Firebolt, and I'm going to aim it at their flower. We could end this on our terms or your terms.
Okay.
And I begin to walk away.
Okay. You do not get an opportunity attack.
Cool.
Khan, what would you like to do?
So, did anybody actually notice me just sort of back up in the beginning of it?
Doesn't appear so.
All right, so I'm just like watching the madness. I would like to, because at this point we're officially fighting. Is there any way to get out of this?
Run away. Yes, that is the way to do it. Without hitting the baker in the face.
Last time I started panic punching, it did not end well. So Garnet, from her vantage point of just not doing it. How far away am I from Air4? If
I'd say about 5 feet. Not too far.
Not too far?
No, not too far.
Okay. I am can I don't think I'm understanding something right. So it's okay if I ask a question?
Of course you can. You can ask as many questions as you like.
Okay. Can thaumaturgy be used to make sounds and everything, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to I'd like to cast thaumaturgy to make that bell we heard for the attack sound.
Okay.
I want that happen.
Okay, so you do. And the baker rests down his paddle, kind of like a warrior would rest down their great axe. And he looks around to his frightened employees. And he says, "Quick! To the temple! Sounds like we're being invaded." And one by one they leave.
God, that was fucking brilliant.
This laughter is in character, by the way.
You are out of initiative. Well done. You are smart. You are smart bunnies.
He's gone too.
I didn't think that was gonna work.
Guys, don't pick fights with you're level 1. Please don't pick fights with people that you may or may not be able to beat.
We're technically level 4.
Oh yeah. You are level 4. You are level 4. You're right.
I was like, when she said 1, what she mean?
Yeah, no,
Still
no,
not much
no.
for a baker.
No, it's fine. But he wasn't. Yeah, don't
Okay.
pick fights with people. It's
Right.
not,
So
it's not smart.
yeah. So Karn is like, "Ba-da-da-da-da-ba," and then the bell rings.
That's exactly
And
what
Bash
it
just
sounds like.
and Bash just like slides into the doorway. What the hell were you thinking? Is that no, Bash? Don't go in there and talk to him. Scare him. Did you just try and start a fight with an entire bakery? That are we not trying to figure out what's going on? Are we pretty sure that the people here were the ones being attacked by the orcs that killed us? Yeah. Yes, please. And what I'm saying is we have to figure out how to get home. And as much as I agree with your sentiment about institutionalized slavery, racism, and all of that, I want to go home. And I hate this place. But I'm not going to fight a baker because he lives within a system of oppression, okay? The orcs are what we're after, not Mr. Scary, okay?
Scary. Because he's scary. Card is just gone right now.
And yeah, and so
That's bring up
Max
right.
like puts a clawed hand on Karn's shoulder and like squeezes it. And it's like, that was a very good idea. And then kind of digs the claws in a little bit and says, but what we need to do is focus now on this moment and not trying to avoid what we're doing. And I like, let's go.
Well, this is a dead end. So what do you think? If where are we going to check out? I mean, who should we talk to then?
Apparently, when things start going bad, everyone goes to the temple. I think
Yes,
we should go to the temple.
you want to go to the place where the people that you just got in a fight with are headed. Okay. Yeah, no, good. We'll do that because it seems like maybe the four of us can blend in with the crowd of a whole bunch of them.
Actually, we can. And then I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace so that we can go. And I'm going to walk up to Bash and go, it's time to focus.
So how are you using Pass Without a Trace to blend in? Because it doesn't make you invisible. It just helps you.
It's undetectable by magic.
Yeah, it doesn't make you invisible, but it does make you more stealthier.
Mm-hmm.
So please illuminate me on how you are going to avoid the bakers at the temple and I guess get in the temple as a group using Pass Without a Trace.
I actually do have an idea about that.
Well,
We are still in the bakery, yes?
yes,
So, and everybody has left, so we just have this entire building to ourselves.
yes.
There should still be aprons. There should still be flour. There should still be ways for us to disguise ourselves as working people to blend in with the crowd and also look like coworkers so they don't pay that much attention to us and we'll be allowed to go in as people of the city.
Okay, I allow it. So, yes, there are trays of ready baked bread. There are some that are starting to go a bit black in the ovens. There are aprons. You can dust yourself up with flour to make yourself nice and pale, like the Saul.
I'll rescue the bread that's in the ovens. So they don't need a fire starting behind them as the orcs are attacking from the walls.
Yeah. And Bash is sort of like, as Karn explains this, Bash picks up flour in their claws and just sort of like the like apocalypse cloak that they're wearing so that no one can really see them, just like puts handprints of flour on them and then picks up one of the trays of bread and is like, just walk around handing it out. Seems good. They're also
Okay.
like 8 feet tall, so whatever. It's fine.
So you head
Humans.
over. So as you come out of the alleyway from where you were into the front, you start to see people queuing up for their bread. The door is still closed. And you leave them be, and you head down to the city square, back to the temple, where indeed you do see the baker standing at the temple. He seems to be arguing with a priest about hearing the alarm. And the priest was like, no, there's been no alarm. And I would like you all to roll me a stealth check. This will be a group stealth check. Please do not add pass without a trace to your roll.
I got 21.
15.
17. Oh. I'm glad I have more than D20.
And the cat rolled.
Cat rolled. 16, right below me.
Bash?
16. Yeah. The cat and I are one.
Your avatar is now Ziggy.
11,
It's bashed.
18, 19. 2, 3, 4, 79.
This is worse than the
63.
awkward. Is the angry baker going to find us?
So you join the crowd with your piles of bread, and the priest seems to see you with the bread and see you with the thing, and he's like, oh yes, breakfast, and he just kind of like nods to the door, and you just kind of like walk around, and you go like past the baker, who is just like, oh, more bakers with the bread, okay, yeah, whatever, and you are in the temple, having rolled a 79 versus their 63.
Where do you think the bread is? Do you think they have like a dining hall here?
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be some type of mess hall at the bottom or something.
Okay, so you are in the entranceway of the tunnel. Great classical grand columns raise up out of the ground to beautiful dome ceilings painted with all various iconography. However, in the biggest dome ceiling, you see a grand portrait of this city's lord and master, worshipped here as if a god. And you see bald priests dressed in their robe, shuffling around, lighting candles, incense, whispering. It's all very quiet. One gentleman gestures to the side door. You see a tiny little wooden door just set into a nondescript wall. And it is open, and you see stairs leading down.
So what do you think? We go and ask them about the sick guard?
I think we drop off this bread first before
Yeah.
we get before they find us too suspicious wandering around with trays of it.
Trays of bread.
So yeah, Bash just like walks towards the small wooden door that this person had pointed to, and it's just gonna like walk through with bread and hope that the place that they're leading us is where the bread is, where it goes.
The bread model. Right. Get this bread. Hashtag free.
Hashtag.
So with your bread waddle, you go down creaky poorly made. Everything in this temple was very beautiful, but it looks like behind the scenes they don't really care. So you go down these creaky, poorly put together, like it's just literally like a bit of wood and someone's just shoved steps in. So you go down, and underneath you come to a kitchen, and there are a few priests there who are like chopping up vegetables and stirring things and moving stuff around, and they see you with the bread and they seem mightily pleased by this delivery. They gesture to an empty table where there are just like vegetables and meat and cheeses just all kind of piled up, for you to put the breakfast to put the bread down.
Meat just laying around, huh? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bash sets the bread down and then turns to the others and is like, okay, bread delivered. Now, what do we do? And please don't suggest that we fight the kitchen staff.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that sound again. It's just
I'm just gonna go prepare that just in case.
Oh, man. And so Bash like slaps her hands like, don't eat the food.
oh, it's stressing. Let me have this.
No, this is not for you.
Everything is for me.
Aaron, please, your sister.
I don't think there's any level of control from here.
Yeah.
I'm 70% of his impulse control.
All right. Now we're here.
Yeah, it's give and take. If I don't give it to her, she takes it.
Do we have a plan now? Or where are we going? We're in the temple. And like Bash is looking around at the kitchen staff. Do they notice that we have dropped this bread off and we're just sort of like huddled in a corner, or do they not care?
To be honest, they seem quite busy with what they're doing.
Okay.
Like you guys are
don't
just
wanna-
you're just the bread delivery people. Like you should have put your stuff down and gone. You're huddling for a reason. They don't, they're just like. I mean, if you stay there for a while, they probably will get suspicious. But for now, you're good.
Okay. I just want to make sure that they're not like, yeah, get out. Okay. So next plan.
What's the chit chat in the room? What are they talking about?
Okay, so they're talking about how the priests, one of the higher up priests, I don't know, what do you call a lead priest? High priest. Haha. How the high priest is having an affair with one of the noble ladies. Just general gossip. Like, there's a brother called Tom who got whipped because he stole some offerings to the temple, and now he's in seclusion. And they're talking about some runaway slaves who are going to be punished. Just general things. Nothing too serious. No panic in their voices. It's about, what time is it? It is about 5 o'clock now. 5:15.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, we gotta. I think we should just go deeper in the temple.
So, who are we looking for? What are we looking for?
Right now, just to get out of this room, we could decide which way we're going once we get out. But
Okay. Yeah, Bash just like walks right back up the stairs.
I'm taking some cheese.
There's rations. Stress eat your rations. Anyway, did you not hear about the person who is in prison for stealing? Anyway, it's fine. No big deal.
I will cover for Karn. I will cover for Karn stealing the cheese by looking over towards whatever pots they're stirring. It's like, is that sanitary? And I conjure up a little rat in the stew.
Just
Stop doing the things.
Just to be clear, Bash has already started walking up the stairs. They do not care about your cheese stealing. I, as the player, am like, don't antagonize every single person we meet. Just like every third person is fine. Or drama. So anyway.
Is the rat dead or alive?
Oh no.
Backstroke. Doing backstroke.
Oh my god. Not some Ratatouille shit up in here. All right.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
One of the priests looks in the pot and does cry out, and he gets a ladle and he's trying to fish the rat out of this stew.
So, come on, everyone, let's get out of here. This is not a sanitary kitchen.
Okay.
The rat is like spitting out fountains of soup out of its mouth as it's doing the backstroke. Yeah, all right.
No.
Doesn't seem to quite be able to get it for some reason. Okay, so upstairs.
High five to Khan. Hey.
Are you eating like a whole half of a wheel of cheese when you're upstairs? I'm just wondering. It's just like a chunk. You're like,
Got a nice slice.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. So Bash turns to everybody, and is like, okay, we're here now. And like squints at the cheese, like, where are we going from here? What? We still have no answers. Where the baker Arakam is still alive and making bread, and nobody knows anything about the orcs.
Everyone's here. Well, one thing they said confused me. They said they only had trouble out on the borders of the Empire. How does an army that size get from the edge of the Empire to the walls of the city without and warnings and people preparing?
The leadership has failed its people, or have intentionally kept them in the dark. That's the only way.
When we used to know about hunters on the edge of the forest, they didn't get that far into the forest before we went and dealt with them.
Does this place look like it's capable of dealing with the army the size that we saw?
No. Which means...
But everything's still intact. They're still here. But
for now, though.
Something just occurred to me.
What's the verse?
Vecna, in all my stories that I've heard, Vecna isn't the most pleasant of individuals. He's not on the right side of things, let's say.
Maybe keep that down in here. You good?
Very well. We'll call him Victor. Victor isn't on the right side of things.
That Victor.
But this city seems to worship Victor. Perhaps the orcs are on the right side of things. Could it be that they're perhaps not the enemy? I don't know.
I've never seen a warband of orcs that large that wasn't led into mad fury and destruction. If you're saying that they're here to cleanse Victor's taint from the city.
I don't know.
Intentional laugh. That's what it was there for. Then what? Who? I mean, the only person I know is Grumish or whatever. Is that his name? I always forget. Does Greyhawk have like the orc?
Grumsh.
Yeah, Grumsh. Yeah. I don't know if I'm misremembering Greyhawk lore. But anyway, orcs, not good.
No.
Victor, possibly worse.
No orcs I've ever come across have ever been noble and against such entities as Victor.
Well, apparently these are strange times. We should at least keep it a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
I'm open to literally anything at this point.
I think it must only be a coincidence. There must be just a raiding party, or they're just looking. It doesn't matter whose city it is or who they follow, victor or no.
Is it possible for me to make a perception check to see if we're still clear? Because we are just sort of like in the corner.
Worshipping Victor.
To the victor, the spoils.
Who? Oh, it's 13.
You look like you're clear.
To me, we're good. But
maybe we should go. Maybe we should go to the walls.
Well, maybe before.
If
we tried to.
But I mean, what's happened? Where's this raiding party with this army gone?
That's what I'm saying.
A force that size doesn't just vanish. Even with diverse and my magics, you can't do that.
So if nothing's
happening
amnesia.
here, then what about there were barely any soldiers on the wall. They said that. What did they say? People were sick.
Disease, plague, or something.
They did.
So, do we go see if we help? Should we help the soldiers or should we help the sick?
Wait, so no. Okay. Karn brings up a good point. They said that the soldiers were sick. If they're sick here now, then it's the same place? I still don't I don't know. I feel like
I think if they survived the attack, then we should go and help the sick and wounded.
Yeah.
Would the priest here at the temple not know anything about this plague? I mean, traditional medicine can only take you so far before divine hands have to step in. Perhaps they know something.
True. But no matter how juicy the gossip, after a huge attack like that, why would you be talking about the affairs of
That's what I'm saying.
Literal affairs of priests.
you wouldn't. You'd be dead. I mean, orcs aren't going to leave you alive unless they're fattening you.
There were thieves. There were prisoners. What if they caught some of the orcs?
Wait. Diverse. You
Talk to me.
said this place Fleef,
Correct.
right? This place Fleef and this whole city and this whole area. You said this was a long time ago. Like from when we left the forest, you said we went back in time?
I mean, their fashion sense certainly did. Possibly us as well.
So what if like that this time when we were transported to the statue, what if we went back in time again? What if this is before the invasion?
That's just silly.
We did it once. It wasn't silly yesterday.
It
That's
would.
far too rational.
Right. Versus collective amnesia of an entire town who are there to help protect the orcs who are sitting in seats of power, Diverse? Is that what I'm hearing?
Daenerys holds up a mushroom. Altering mind and altering reality are very different.
True. You still got that then?
Turns out I do.
We can't still actually be. We didn't accidentally take a lot of mushrooms, and like we're still.
No, it's
I've
quite
never. Okay, all right. I've just never experienced anything quite this vivid.
No, there's those boars spoiled our fun.
Yeah.
Therefore, perhaps from one priest to another, you can inquire about the plague.
Yep, certainly.
If we are set upon the path of helping people that aren't us, then let's do that.
I mean, it would be a good idea to get in their good books before, so they help us out.
Any sort of information could be a lead.
Well, those priests upstairs are pretty bored. Why don't we go and talk to them?
Sounds good.
Let's look less like the help.
Bash sort of like brushes the flour off of their cloak.
And done.
Okay.
Go on,
Arafo takes a while because he'd wrapped the apron around himself quite a bit so it didn't trip him up. Okay.
I'll help. Sprite does this. He just pulls the thing.
Spins around.
Just spins.
Okay. Right, so upstairs again?
I mean, I don't. We never
How are
were.
we doing this? Who? What?
Oh, back up at where we came in, right?
I mean, that's where we already have been talking for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were down in the kitchens. So yeah. So, DM. There are still the priests around the spot.
Yes, so they're just doing their priestly duties.
Okay. I'll go to the nearest one and say, greetings to you this fine morning. We're from out of town, as you can plainly see. And we heard there was some awful affliction on the guard here. May we help?
And the priest turns around from what he's doing and he greets you. And as you continue talking, you just see his brow furrow. There's nothing wrong with the city guard.
What? Oh. My apologies. So, Arafo will go back to the others. He kind of looks over his shoulder as the priest are watching him go.
Yeah, they're proper like looking at you like you guys are suspicious as hell.
Okay. They're like, guys, maybe step outside a second.
Sure.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah. So I am right in step with him. Once he walked past, I just was like practice motion, just.
It doesn't stop. Just like beelining straight for the door.
We know that if one of us is leaving the room, the other one is basically always right behind him. Like, oh, we're leaving now.
And Bash is being the petulant mother and just allowing their children to continue along their way without really helping. Just sort of like, that's fine. You don't need me. That's fine. I'm fine. Just standing in the back. No, I'm good. Okay. I won't talk to anybody because I'm doing it wrong and you're doing it right. So Bash is just in the back, just like, yeah.
Mom pouting.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
What'd they say?
They said there's nothing wrong with the gut. Which means two things. Either this is not the same place, or they all got better, or, well, I don't. Those are priests of Victor, so
Have I told you
maybe-
about the mushrooms?
Karn, do you still have the map that was drawn for you?
And I would like to check my person and just kind of, do I have it?
You do.
Yeah, wait. Yes.
Where's the barracks where these guards are gonna come from?
They are, I'm gonna, how do I, map reading? I would like to roll to
No
map reading.
need to map read because obviously you've had it drawn out. It was written on.
Right.
So
Yeah, it
you
was-
are by the temple, and it is it's north.
North,
It's
right?
right next to the mage tower.
Do we want to physically see these guards, or do we want to go back into the temple and sort of ask our questions more insistently?
Yeah, if I mean, I don't know how kind of what the scale was on the map and stuff that we got, but if Arafo kind of like runs to the statue, can he see the gate like down the main thoroughfare there?
Yeah, you can see the main gate, and it's a
Is
big
it-
It's a big crossroads, and the statue is in the center of
Right.
it.
Right, so I can see the two gates to the east and west, and down to the south, I assume. But and do the gates look manned? Do they look well staffed?
It's very early morning. You presume that who's there is like the remnants of the Night's Watch, and they haven't quite been taken over from the rest of the barrack yet. Speaking of which, it's coming up to 6 o'clock.
I think we may. Are we ready to move on? Do we know what we want to do? I don't want to stay in the same space for long until we figure out what exactly is happening. Yeah, I'm gonna look over to Bash and go, does that make sense? And like just kind of like a help kind of thing, like, do you understand what I'm trying to do?
Ash turns to Arafor and Varys and opens their arms.
Hug. Oh no, sorry. What?
Well, I think I'm done talking for the day.
Where are you going, guys?
Well, if the city's not being attacked and the guard aren't sick, then we're free to try and find a way to get out of here, right?
So back to the Mage's Tower?
Seems like the best bet. I mean, that's what we were thinking before.
Let's do it.
All right.
Head into the barrack?
We're going to head to the Mage's Tower.
Towards the Mage Tower, but yeah, and we'll go by the barracks, yeah, as we go.
Okay. So, it takes you half an hour to walk from the centre of town to up north towards the Mage Tower. And then as you get there, you notice there is a flurry of activity, especially at the barracks. They seem to be running around, panicked. You see men and women keel over, vomiting violently, ill.
Ooh.
Some just drop dead immediately. It looks like that this was the morning guard ready to take over from the night shift. You see and recognize Captain Thorin as he tells a young footman to go to the temple and get the priests.
Bash sort of like turns to the others and says, clearly the temple didn't know about this yet, and runs over to Thorin and like so the cloak like billows out and she's not even thinking and like runs over there and is like, Thorin, what can we do to help? And this is going to be perhaps a shock to him that this very large dragon person is asking.
I would like to run after. He's like running after. As they tries to put the same kind of strong old lady face on on he had yesterday, because Thorin seemed to react quite favorably to that yesterday.
And we'll be right back and find out what happens. We're gonna have a break. Haha. Right, guys, go get a drinky, go stretch your legs, go get something to eat. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and when we come back, we'll find out how Captain Thorin reacts. We'll find out what the hell is going on, and hopefully our party can figure out what the hell is going on in this weird city called Fleef. Excuse me. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shadow of Victor.
We're back! Yay! Hello, everybody. Thank you for bearing with us while we got drinkies and we had a laugh. And I mean, we're having a laugh anyway, but we really had a laugh. And we complimented each other on good work and, you know, generally checked in because that's what you should do. So just before the break, our party are pretty much still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So they've arrived they respawned, should I say, in the city, went to the baker's, didn't kick in the door, went round the back, tried to pick a fight with the baker, who was an ex-gladiator, got smacked around with the wooden paddle a little bit, then Khan very cleverly made the war horn alarm, so the bakers are left to go to the temple. Then they disguised themselves as bakers, went to the temple to try and find the poisoned soldiers from the last episode, but there wasn't any. And there was some nonsense with the backstroking rat and the taint of Vecna, and we're not watching the Shadow of Vecna. This is now the Shadow of Victor, aptly renamed. So they were going to go to the Mage's Tower, and as they got to the Mage's Tower, they arrived to the barracks, only to find it in chaos. Literally, the guards falling sick to their very eyes. And you know what? Someone just followed, and this someone is very, very special, and I'm just going to give them a shout out now because I forgot them last week. The creator of this idea, and my notes... Dominic is here. Hi, Dom. Your baby's all out in the wild. So yes, you can thank him for this plot twist and you guys driving each other crazy. So with that, you are at the barracks. The guards are falling dead before your very eyes. What would you like to do? Everyone you can see on the outside seems sick. I mean, the barracks are quite large, but these are just people on the outside. It's really not pretty. I'm not going to go into much detail. You can imagine what's going on. Thorin. Yeah.
All right, there we go. And it's been like, there's some sort of plague. What can I do? Without remembering that the last time that Thorn had seen her, she was like an 8-foot tall old human lady. And so I know Air Force said that he was like chasing after Vash to like try and disguise, or I don't know what spell specifically it was. But.
Okay.
I was going to try and disguise him as I did the previous time.
Alrighty. No, you're not muted. I unmuted you a while back. Yes, you successfully managed to do so, and Thorin looks at you, puzzled. We were just having breakfast, and suddenly everyone just seems sick.
Who delivers your breakfast?
We make it in-house.
Okay, and so Bash, hearing this, immediately is going to go over to anybody that's still like alive and looks ill and touch them to see if they can use lay on hands to cure or neutralize poison or disease.
Okay.
I just want to...
Yep, so you spend 5 points of your lay on hands. And the person that you pick out is just a young woman who seems to be vomiting blood. And the minute you do this, you know, you force your life, the pool of energy through your hands into them. And you do feel something push out with it. And immediately she seems better.
Okay. This is some sort of poison or disease. I don't know. I can't do this for everyone. And so, I mean, I'm going to spend like all of my points on trying to the next 3 people that I can find to just sort of like touch as many of them as I can.
Yeah, Adafo would be right hot on his tail, literally. Do I think that healing word would have a similar effect? Or is that just physical injuries?
It's just physical injuries.
Right. Okay.
So yes, you managed to save 3 people, but unfortunately, the majority of the barricade are already dead.
Okay.
It only seems like the Hardy managed to still make it beyond consuming this.
I spin to my sibling, and I'm like, Sprite, look, I'm telling you, it's like I said before. We arrived earlier, but we went back again, like we did when we first came here. Like we went back, like way back, but this time we just jumped a little bit. And
like every time we say we wish we could just go back 5 minutes so we could do a prank better, but we can't really do that. But we actually did it this time.
Well, look, it's all there. Like, the baker was there. The baker, the town isn't messed up. It isn't destroyed. Like, even if they won, there would be smoke everywhere. And why is Thorin here? Thorin should be up on the walls, like with everyone else, like before. And look, they weren't sick, and now they're getting sick.
Now.
Right? So that if they're getting sick now, that means that things are happening that they were happening before, and that means that any moment now,
he
spins and he runs to Commander Thorin, and he's like, Commander.
Yes, lad.
I know you're having a crisis here, and you're down a lot, but you need to start gathering people as quickly as possible. You are about to be attacked.
And as soon as you say that, you hear the almighty war horn.
Told you.
Signaling the arrival of the orc army.
Oh no, not again.
It's happening again.
It's all the same order. Bread, sickness, the war horns.
If everyone in the barracks is dead, there's nothing we can do for them. And I can't save everyone. I can't save anyone more than what I've already done.
What about the mage towers?
The mages, right? That was
yes.
Sent somebody after them. Let's go. And so yeah,
we're right here now. Let's go.
Yeah. So Bash immediately turns and runs towards the mage tower.
Okay.
And
you said to Thorin that he needs to start gathering people, but what did he do? Did he actually go? Is he still standing there like, wait, how do you know that? No.
Yeah, he's a bit confused, but he's not a man that's easily unsettled. He's a man of action at the end of the day.
Which gate was attacked last time? South?
Yes, and it's still the south gate.
Right, so I said to him, they're coming to the south gate. Get everyone in your spot. You can just go and gather every able-bodied person. They have 3 siege towers.
Yeah, that's okay. You beat me to it. I'm trying to just make sure you have archers. They have towers, and then we're gonna go.
Okay.
Varys approaches with his cloak kind of covering his mouth, and he's like, "Yes, but make sure your archers aim for the slavers driving the giants. The giants themselves have no business in this. If Arafor's theory is correct,
that's the point.
See,
that's the weak point. Yeah, take out the slavers, and the towers will stop."
Okay, and he takes all your notes. He still seems very, very bewildered. He takes what guards are left standing, but they are in a sorry state, and heads to the town square, where the entire city is fleeing to the temple, and he is grabbing every able-bodied man, woman, and child.
And can I just say, sorry, Arafo, as he was explaining that, he would have actually been showing the tower and the giant and the slaver, like as an illusion. Because like Forest Gnomes always embellish their stories and things with visuals and illusions that they use. So he's like as they were talking about the slavers, he was pointing out. He's like here, and he's like showing the magics there.
Excellent. That will help a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
Bash has just ignored that. You guys were thinking like, here, let us help you, and Bash is like, it's already too late for them. So Bash is just like, run ahead.
Way ahead of us. We're
Took the bash action.
I'm sorry, Aircore, but I'm gonna pick you up and like legit just have to. We gotta go. It's just like it's right here and the thing, and I'm like, we have to go, Sprite.
Yeah, Arafo knows the deal and just like vaults onto your back.
Okay. So you, not far from the barracks, is of course a grand, ornate bridge that leads to a little island set into this river. And you come upon a massive, towered building.
Question: Does the river flow east-west or west-east?
West-east.
Okay, so it's okay.
No, east-west, because the docks are on the west side.
So the docks are upstream.
I don't know. Whatever one makes sense for you. You can choose.
So it's, it's north-south. So
What does... Oh, Dom, which way does the river go?
Yeah, which way?
I think like west to east makes sense. Then the docks are in the lee of the island there, and it'd be calmer water, wouldn't it?
Yeah. West-east. I was right the first time. It's west-east. It's okay, Dom. Okay. As you're looking at this huge tower, you estimate that there are at least 7 floors. It does not seem to be guarded, but the door is sealed shut.
So Bash gets there, and the door is shut. They like grab at it to see if it's just like closed, and so they are shaking the door, and if it doesn't open, which I assume it does not, when they touch the door, and don't die from some sort of magic.
No, there's no magic. It's just a big, heavy metal door. It is locked.
Right. Okay. And so they turn, and like everybody's coming towards them, and I think at this point, Bashir is really upset because of the poison incident, and so she just like snaps, and I don't mean literally like in her brain, but snaps her fingers at Varys and is like, "Open the door, quick! We need to get in."
And
What do you want me to do? Turn it invisible?
You're a mage. It's a mage door. Mage the door.
I knock.
Oh, mystical knock.
I'm sorry, friend, but I bend light, not doors.
Yeah, I mean, Bash has no idea what you do. She doesn't have any idea what Airfor does either. You're the magic person, and Airfor is the cleric. So Bash is kind of like, this is your wheelhouse. Get it done. So you knock. Okay. Is there an answer from the knock?
So you open up, the little catch thing, and you see a young man's face. He has a arrogant look to his features. Kind of self-important looking. You can see it in his eyes. What do you want?
Bash looks at Varys.
Arafo's look at Varys too.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Haven't you heard? The bells. You're being swarmed. It's time to do something about it. Lest your tower crumble with the rest of the city.
Yes, we heard the war horn. What's attacking us this time?
An ocean of orcs, farther than the eye can see.
Is that all?
Well, if it's something to snort at, then do something about it.
Oh, we are.
Care to explain?
And you are...
Diveris the Lost at the moment.
I don't have to justify myself to you, Diveris the Lost.
No, you certainly do not. But who am I speaking with?
I am Soren, the gatekeeper.
Okay, Soren.
He
has a thin beard.
Oh, no. Bash is gonna stab him with a trident in the face if that's what you're saying. Dad, his name's Soren. He isn't. Nope. Anyway, that is not what Bash does.
Yeah, I know. I was digging. He says
Bash,
that.
Yeah, Bash goes, let us in so that we can discuss battle strategies with your leader, Gatekeeper.
They're busy. They don't need to deal with the riffraff. Go to the temple. Let everyone know that the mages have this all in hand.
Is there a way that I can persuade them to open the door, or is this like a no-go?
There is a way.
But it's not being blunt and forceful with them because, look, I don't know.
Yeah. No. There is a way. You just need...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You need more information.
Right.
Go get more information. There's so much going on.
So, has he even paid any attention to me at all?
He just seems... Yeah, everyone's just like... I mean, it's a little tiny... Like, you can just see his face. He's like...
It's like a thing? Okay, good. I'm going to make sure he does not see me, and I'm just gonna kind of stand there. I'm gonna wait. I just want to be out of his view sight from everybody right now. I just wanted that to be known.
Is the thing that you're doing manipulating time so that it loops in on itself? Because if you're doing that, your spell is busted.
What are you talking about?
Let us talk to whoever cast the spell so that we can go home.
No spell is being casted. The mages are preparing to defend the city. You can't just have any riffraff coming in here. Crazy stories about time.
This definitely seems like someone you should be able to talk to. They seem to be on a very similar level with you, so if you could please, acknowledge them into letting this in.
I studied under Professor Vistalok back at the Arcane Academy, and perhaps that may carry some weight, if not with you, perhaps with the others.
I've never heard of Professor Vistalok in my life.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Are you going to let us in? And Bash is just going to ask that question.
No! You have not given me any reason other to think that you are scared, panicked, and loony. You should probably go to the temple. You have nothing valuable to add to what is going on at the circle.
So Bash,
we are defending the city.
So Bash grabs like their coin pouch, which has something with like 300 gold. Let me make sure. Oh no, I was wrong. It has like 50 gold. Okay. So Bash just grabs like this gold pouch and just like jingles it in front of him. He's like, let us in and you can have the contents of my money pouch.
He does take pause at the jingling money pouch. You even see him like lick his lips in anticipation.
And so Bash like turns to everybody else and is like, do you have any money with you or anything? Yeah. So Varys, she's
100.
like grabs, yeah, okay. So a much more weighty gold. So it's like 140 gold, I guess.
Oh, thank God! Now I don't have to carry it around.
Yeah, I know it was probably imposing some sort of encumbrance on you.
Very much so.
It's okay, I don't do encumbrance rules this
Yeah, I know. So he turns to Arafor and Karn is like, anything?
Not for this idiot.
Okay. Arafor, I understand that you might be a little bit upset about parting with shinies, but we need to talk to the mages.
Look here, and he like reaches up and grabs onto like a bit of Bash's armor and like pulls himself up of like on his waist. He's like up to the level of the eye slit, and he's like, exactly at what point are you planning to defend your city? When everyone that lives in it is already dead?
The mages are having an emergency meeting.
And so Bash is also making hand like gimme gestures at Karn while Arafor is talking.
I just toss it.
I will use message to telepathically communicate to Bash, and I will say, exactly how badly do you want to get in here?
And since message lets me answer, it's like, I where else are we supposed to go? They're mages. They should help this town.
By all means, I say. Again, continuing the message.
Right. Until,
I think Arathor would kind of look at Varys and Bash like exasperatedly and just it's just like and he looks through like eyes like narrow and he looks through the slit in the door and he just tries and casts command on this gatekeeper.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, he just says, "Open," and that puts the command on that. The door.
They may rolled a 19.
Oh. You got a 20 last time and a 19 this time. I'm going to slowly whittle you down.
Sorry, this is my lucky dice.
Apparently.
Sorry.
Wait, is that the dice that I already said you weren't allowed to use anymore?
we were quite firm about that, I thought.
You can't impose rules on me. How dare you?
This is a group activity and not just 1, 3.
We're a democracy and we voted. They turned that left.
Right.
Fine. I'm putting this one away.
And the exact same one.
And I'm getting this one out. But
Okay,
see, this one's like blue. This one's like greeny.
Okay.
Is it? Okay.
Well, green is a better color than blue. So
Okay.
All
It's
right.
the one that's been drenched in the blood of its enemies. We've got the worst dice now.
Right. So, Bash. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna lean back to Karn, who's like been out of the way, and I'm gonna go, can you do one of your thaumaturgical noises on the other side to have him look away? Can you distract him? Make him look away from the seal for just a split second.
Okay. You did all that with message? Did you just say all of that to me?
Mentally.
Okay. I must say, if you just blew my... Conflab it.
Conflab it, indeed.
I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to make it sound like something has exploded, like a spell gone wrong, just like a on the other side, make him look over.
Okay, that would work. He looks away for a second from
Okay,
arguing with Arafo.
So now I can see inside, just
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see inside just a little bit, just like beyond his like
Okay.
neck beard.
I will misty step inside.
Okay, you can totally do that.
Goodbye, my
I
friend.
disappear in a cloud of smoke and reappear on the other side of the door in a cloud of smoke.
Okay, and because it's so quick, you would have reappeared behind him when he looked back. However, inside the bottom of the Wizard's Tower are other adepts. And they're all going about their business. And they notice you.
Sure.
One being a female, whose information I've now lost. Her name was... Drum roll, please. Mira. Yep. There you go, found her. Oi! What do you think you're doing in here? To which gets Sorin's attention, who then slams
I mean, Bash is like
the hatch.
trying to stop
Yeah.
the closing with the money in one hand and being like, exchange this for services.
You should have just bribed him, it would have worked.
Yeah.
Varys, what would you like to do?
I would like to attempt to unlock the door and open it.
Okay, so Sorin is there. You are surrounded by other mages. Let's just roll me a dex check for me. Just a straight dex.
You can do it. Come on, Varys.
That's a 7 minus 1, 6.
Okay, well I rolled a 3. So
Battle of the slows.
Yeah, like two sloths.
You guys need to get up out of chairs and like stretch your legs a little bit. That's all I'm saying. It's very dangerous.
Why do you think my spine is curved?
okay, so I would say you are able to quickly go pounce on this door.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a one big giant twist locking mechanism. So it has 4 locks, but if you just twist it, it will all unlock them at the same time. You hear this mighty door unlock before Sorin can attack you.
Sure.
I mean, Bashira is going to be like her nickname and bash the crap out of that door and just like try and shoulder it open as quick as she can.
Does it look like it swings in or come out?
It swings in.
Okay. As Bash like smashes into the door to knock it inwards, Arafo will like grab his hands through the eye slit and like ride it. He's like riding on the door as it swings in.
Okay, so you guys are in, but you have upset quite a few mages now. So you've burst into the mage's tower.
Sure.
You've like crushed Sorin behind the door.
Like a Looney Tune.
Yeah, like he's like quite dazed, but it happened really slowly. So, yeah. Anything you'd like to say before I...
Yes, being as persuasive as possible,
Okay.
Bash stands up at their full height and says, "We're here to help you and the city. We mean you no harm," and that's kind of where they leave it.
And Arafo like conjures his head into that of an orc. He's like, "Orcs at the gates, javelins!" And he conjures a javelin, like swords, lizards, and it's like just trying to show you everything. That's
And it does look like, the wizards all take up their positions. It looks like, the air gets very thick with magic. It does look like a fight is about to happen until you hear a booming voice. What is all this ruckus? And your eyes go to the top of the tower stairs. And there's quite a middle-aged looking woman. She looks quite impressive. She has a big staff. Her robes have more patterns on them. She looks quite senior to everyone else.
Not Win, is it? Is it Win?
No, no. Her name's not Win.
Okay, all right. Fine. Just thought I'd ask. Okay.
My lady, your arcane prowess is desperately needed at the city gates.
I am aware of what trouble befalls our city. The council is discussing our options. The gates will hold. They always have.
Not when all the men who are supposed to be guarding it are dead or sick from poison.
Surely you can see that outside your tower windows.
And
you can see their towers. They're going to come over the gates.
And she just kind of raises an eyebrow at this, and she does look out to the window. And obviously the walls are very tall, and they are very far away, so they can't see anything yet. You seem to know a lot. None of you are local.
This is true.
We've been at the gates and seen their siege towers. Their plan is obvious. Even a fool could recognize what they're doing.
Great.
That's right. Watch out. Grumpy bomb coming at you.
You being attacked by the shadow of Victor over there?
Yes. Shadow of Victor has really blue eyes. He needs to stop drinking out of the cat stall.
Are you saying I cannot protect my city?
I'm saying the urgency at which this town needs you is perhaps more than you expect. I am not questioning your wisdom, but rather your timing. This city will fall to a horde of orcs if we do not do something quickly.
As I said, the council is meeting, and you are keeping me away from that meeting. Now, if you must insist, you may join. You clearly have, I don't know, something's interesting about you. The weave seems to curl itself around you.
And so Bash just like elbows through the apprentices who are all like gonna cast firebolt on them and just wanders up towards this person and says, "Urgency, please take us to the council." We'll just follow.
I will grab my pouch from Bash, take out 50 gold, toss it to Soren, and go, "Nothing personal, mate."
He's just like on the floor dazed. Like if it was a cartoon, he would have stars and birdies.
I
on his
I
head.
thought he would have actually flattened into a pancake and sort of like slipped underneath the door and then done one of like,
Yeah, no. We're not playing a cartoon version of D&D.
all right, well.
Okay.
This time.
D&D Who Framed Roger Rabbit up next.
Can you stop changing my game title, please? It took me
Sorry.
ages to come up through Shadow of Vecna.
So Arif will hop down off the door and go after the taller folk.
If we're all just, everybody basically is just, we're all going with them up there.
Okay, so this place does not have an elevator. You are going up 6 floors.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Does Varys need me to carry him?
No one told me there'd be walking involved.
All right. So Bash, if you lag behind, Bash will actually frail, pick you up, and coddle you like a child, and walk you like this.
Far too demeaning, but it's easier than using my legs.
I know. Hey,
So just to give you a rundown, obviously you're going up every floor, and even though obviously the stairs, you see a little door, you can get a little glimpse of what's on each floor. So on the first floor is obviously kind of like a meeting area. There was like a banquet hall as well. You kind of get an idea this is where the mages would deal with the public. On the second level, it kind of was like a servant's quarter. You saw a little kitchen. There was also an open window on this floor. On the third floor, it looks like places where the students would stay. There's also a lot of books in carts around here. Perhaps there was a library. On the fourth floor, the furniture gets a lot better here. Perhaps this is where the more senior wizards are. The fifth floor, the furniture is much, much better and very beautifully decorated. And then finally, the sixth floor. You're brought into a council room and there is a hefty, magically sealed vault behind the head chair, where your guide takes her place at the head of the table.
Put me down.
yep.
Adolfo would go up to the table. He's like, your mateship, permission to lay out the situation?
You may.
Are there other people here?
Yes, there are other people here.
Okay.
It's like this, and he uses minor illusion on the table to show the layout that he remembers from seeing from the walls. So just the wall, the towers, the lizard riders.
And you see the other mages in the room kind of snigger. Well, but the lots of that. They talk about how the walls have never fallen and the guards will take it. And the senior looking woman who welcomed you in sips her tea and she merely says, apparently the city watch are dead. Poisoned.
Does she seem perturbed?
She does not. She seems amused by it all. But her companions fall silent. There is a look of worry. You do hear one other female wizard goes, we must use the artifact then.
That sounds useful.
And they all kind of turn at you and then they turn back to themselves and continue the conversation. An argument breaks out. Obviously some for using the artifact, some for not.
Can I ask what the split is? Is it just 50-50 or more people for using it or for against it? Or against it?
More for using it.
So Bashira
desperate about it though?
No, not desperate about it. Just it's a tool that they should use.
Bashira walks up to the edge of the table and just sort of slams fists on it and says, whatever you're going to do, you must do it now. The walls will not hold, and arguing about the next step is unnecessary when what we should do is act.
And Arafo would just like to, as he goes through that spiel, just use thaumaturgy to slowly increase the volume of his voice.
Do not raise your voice in these halls.
Sweet.
And by then she seems to turn to beside her, and she seems to whisper into a curtain, and they disappear before the argument seems to take place again. And before you know it, this, what was just been a fight of words, has turned into an actual magical fight.
Jesus.
Well, that was fun.
Fucking wizards, man. Okay.
It's okay,
Well-
guys. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. But before any of golems could really be activated, before anyone could disintegrate anyone else, you see this senior high wizard seem to counterspell every one of it. And everyone settles down. We will activate the artifact, she says. And she stands up. Prepare the ritual. And send out messages to our allies. The artifact will buy us time. Our allies will come and bring us aid.
What does this artifact do? Does it deal with time? And like,
It does not.
okay. Well,
Who are your allies?
yeah, I mean, what can we do to help? Is what Bash.
Karn just says just I don't think I've talked in a minute. Just who are your allies? Just a voice happens, but it's closer than they realize it should be.
Well, our neighbouring cities, of course.
Like you said, we are. I'm going to do the same facial motion where she sniff. We're foreign.
And she gives you some names. I'm just going to say names. Because
Okay.
we're a long way in the past.
Also, speaking of names, has someone mentioned this person's name to
No.
them yet? Okay, all right.
No.
I just wanted to do
No
that.
formal introductions have been done because you were just like, do something! Do something now! Do!
Exactly.
And so on and so forth. So no formal introduction. She doesn't care anymore, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was really loud chat.
It's a good impression, though.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. So yeah.
Whatever's going to happen, it needs to happen now.
And
The garrison is so badly depleted. They're going to be overrun.
Well, perhaps you should look into that. We are preparing for our ritual. It won't take us long. Now, you may go.
Fine. Let's find the source of this poison or disease. And then, as Bash is walking out the room, she says, the next time it happens, we might be prepared. So, yeah, I think Bash is done with this. These people are moving much too slow. And now Ashira is thinking of gathering as much information as they can.
If you'll allow us one final question before we depart.
Yeah.
Would the priests at the temple have any reason to poison the city guard?
No, of course not.
Is there anything about their demeanor that... Do I believe them?
Insight check.
I'm not the best person to be doing this.
No.
That's a natural 20.
Hey.
I mean, she's quite a shifty character anyway, but she seems sincere. And to follow this up, as if you peering into the depths of her eyes and studying her body language for any kind of give, she follows up with, "We are one harmonious city."
Really?
Of course. Vecna protects us. And we protect him. Now, if you have nothing more to say, you may be on your way.
Look around to the others. And then walk out.
Yep, and follow.
Okay.
Is Karn hiding in the corner and staying in the room with the rest of the counselors? Is that what your plan is?
And
Yeah, okay. All right. No, that's fine. If you don't want to come with us, you do not have to. I just want to make sure that we know where you are.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Air 4 is going to leave if you don't come with us.
I'm gonna. Would you? Are you? I think that somebody should be here for some type of information gathering. And they already have paid a lot of attention to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying come with us. I'm saying I just want to know. I want to make sure that I know where you are.
Mhm.
If you stay behind, Bashir is going to assume that that's your intention and just leave you here because it doesn't seem like anyone's going to stab you in the throat.
Devers will lean over to Karn and go, "Would you prefer to be unseen? Perhaps step out in the hall where they can't see me, cast, and then you will go unseen."
Air 4, are you staying with Khan or are you?
I don't like this dice. I just rolled a 2.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the keeper.
Alpha's not against stealth actions.
So you're gonna stay.
Yeah.
No, one is better than 2, I'd say.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so the 3 of you are going to the barracks. Khan, you are staying back. I'm assuming, Varys, you're putting Khan under an invisibility spell?
Yeah, I just want Karn to like step in the hallway and then I will shroud her in smoke, and as the smoke disappears, so will Karn.
Okay. And it lasts for an hour, right?
Correct. Unless she attacks or unless I attack. I don't know. I'll look into it.
I think
It's one or the other.
it is a concentration spell. I do believe.
Correct.
Yeah, and it lasts for an hour. It's like the one spell I know about. Okay, so you guys are shown out. Khan, you are left. And I will describe, and you guys go to the barracks, but I'm gonna describe your hour.
Okay.
Because something interesting happens that you need to know about.
Sneaky.
good work.
Let me just get my timeline up. So, behind...
Note time.
Yeah, get your notes out. So, behind the council's table is a grand magical vault. This magical vault is opened and there's lots of, enchantments and finger twirling and mumbling and all of that, and it's very complicated, and it takes a good 15 minutes to open. When it is open, they go into this vault and they bring out a heart that is sealed in crystal, and they take it down and they begin to prepare a ritual, and they take this down to the 4th floor, I do believe. And you follow them, unseen, quite happily. And it seems like every mage in this tower is preparing for this ritual. And you see them all kneeling. There is drawing of blood. There is writing of inscriptions and runes. You feel the magical energy of this room increase. And just before your hour is up, the adepts of this, one being that one woman who was really willing to fight, not the senior mage, sets out a command, and you see several adepts throw back their robes and kill the mages in the middle of the ritual. Just checking for something in my notes. And there is this weird kind of like sucking in of energy before it blows out. And the entire city is covered in this weird magical fuzz. Everything seems a little bit blurry. But your hour is up. And now everyone in the room can see you. But we will pause there. Guys, in the barrack, an hour prior, you have left Khan to her work, and you have gone to the barracks to gather information.
So yeah, Bash pushes the door open. If there's bodies in front of the door, you know, they sort of like push open, and then they cast detect poison disease.
Okay, yeah, it's in all the food. It's everywhere. Okay. And
So,
there's one big communal pot,
Mm-hmm.
which it was fed from.
Okay. And so here's the thing that I wanted to ask out of character as far as spells go for like paladins things. If I want to have like purify food and drink, which is one of my spells,
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell you that I'm like when it resets that I have like retrained that's the spells.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, like I said, when it resets, you've basically had a long rest. So if you have spells that you can change, clerics and paladins, you could just automatically change them. You don't need to do your praying.
Right.
That's not fair, because this is a very time-lit one, okay?
Okay, cool. Because I don't have Purify ready, but I did have Detect Poison. So anyway. So yeah, she turns to the other two and says, "It's the food." And I don't know if the spell, does it necessarily tell you, it says the type of poison, creatures, and disease.
Okay, I will tell you the type of poison.
Okay.
The type of poison is... Where did I write that down?
Bad poison. Disease.
Yeah, bad poison.
Is it poison?
Exotic.
Instant death poison.
Ah, yes. My favorite kind of oatmeal.
That old chestnut.
Instant death kind.
Turmeric.
Mmm. Apple cinnamon flavor.
I need to highlight my paper.
Licorice.
I did see it. So I kept reading it earlier, and I was like, "Yes, that is where they're going to ask me what the poison is. I need to remember it's here."
Where it is. Oh yeah.
It's the unprocessed twig form of licorice.
Innocent is delicious, everybody. Just leave it alone, okay?
I will tell you after the fact what it's called. I will find it.
Okay. But it is a poison?
Yes, it's poison.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that it's a poison. Okay.
It's like something root. I remember that much.
Death root.
Yeah. It's probably what it's called. We'll find it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And so...
On brand.
Yep. So yeah, pretty much what you see, you guys can do whatever you want, but this is like her beelining towards like the first step in making things better is making sure all the guards don't die. So Bash is like finds the communal pot, finds that there's poison in it, and is just kind of like okay, and relays that information to everyone.
Is there anyone there at all, or is everyone gone to the walls?
Everyone who's alive. I mean, there's dead bodies because there was no time, but everyone who's alive has gone to the walls. Yes. And as you come out of the barracks, you're like, yes, we've got our plan. We'll wait for Khan and everything. You notice orcs appear from the sewer system.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And obviously you hear battle at the walls. So it seems like not only did they breach the walls, but they also managed to breach the city somewhere from below. And yes, it's at that time again where I just describe your valiant deaths. Or would you like to describe your own valiant deaths?
I would like to describe mine because I think this is a little bit different.
So you are outside the barracks. Orcs are emerging from the
sewer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, numerous orcs start piling out of the sewer, and yeah, Bashira turns to Arafor and Varys and says, "I think we'll see each other again." And just sort of like and like takes the shield and the trident, and is gonna just sort of like breathe poison breath at the orcs that are like coming out, and just like tries to protect the mage and the cleric as much as they can, and get in between them. And it's just I mean, there's too many orcs, but it is definitely very similar to bashing against the siege tower, but instead it's on foot and there's no sweet lizard to ride.
And I think Arafor would definitely just like slot in beside Bash and first shoot off like a guiding bolt to help him on the closest orcs coming out the sewers, and then just use Sacred Flame and try and fend off as best he can.
And from behind the two of them, Varys will exhale embers of smoke and fire and throw scorching rays at whatever he can before his two allies get overwhelmed. And you just see Varys go down in a cloud of like smoke and flashing lights and like flickering images in a long piercing wail.
Varys, though, because you are the last to go down, just because you're at the back,
Sure.
I would like you to notice one thing. Obviously, you collapse and you get a glimpse of the bridge. And as everything, the whole city seems to rumble and ripple and shake, the very essence of almost magic gone wild, you see a black figure appear on the bridge. And that's all you can really detect. And as the world starts to go dim for you, you see a great clawed hand and skull in the sky seemingly wrap itself around the city. And Khan, just to end with, because this is all happening around about the same time as the ritual going wrong, describe your death for us.
Okay. Well, after the adepts come up and they kill the elders and all of the magic starts setting off and the air starts getting thick with the things just starting, and I come into view, I look over and I go, this is going to be the worst game of hide and seek ever, and cast darkness. And then just goes around, and it's just kind of like a spark fight, and you just see like jumps and kicks and everything else. But in the end, something does catch me, probably catches me and knocks me off of my kilt and slams me into a wall, and then it's just the effect takes and I'm gone.
Very nice. And yes, once again, that feeling of coldness and burning as your life is sapped away from you. There is no Fields of Elysium. There is no River Styx. Whatever it is you were looking for in your end of life, you do not find it. And just before all goes quiet, you once again hear and you yet again wake up in the shadow of Vecna. And it is there we will end our session. Well done, guys! You've actually
for 2.
you actually found out some stuff.
Oh, I showed up so much.
No, you guys did really well. I'm so pleased. You can all have a level.
Hey.
Yeah, you can all have a level.
Oh, 5th level, here we come. Hello, level 5, the greatest level of all time.
Did you have fun, everybody?
Very much so.
Good.
Very much so.
Good.
I only struggled a little bit with trying to figure out how not to have player knowledge to be like, aha, it's a loop again. So that was
The first part was tough.
Yeah, no. But you did excellently. I'm so proud of you for not mettering, and you worked it out in character, and I couldn't be more pleased. And I'm sure Dom will be really pleased, and I'm sure he will message me, but like, you got this wrong, and you got this wrong. I'm like, and I saw in the messages it is called Death Root.
Also, theirs has a catchphrase. Beep 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 beep.
So everybody, I would like to thank you for sticking with us and watching us. I have been your DM this evening, morning, afternoon, no matter where in the world you are. And of course, this has been Greyhawk Channel, Shadow of Vecna. I nearly had a complete brain fart then. So we're going to quickly let everyone go around the table and introduce themselves, tell us what they're up to and stuff like that. Oh, I see someone has notes. I like it. You're prepared. And then I will close off and tell you what other wonderful things you can find on this thing. So we went anti-clockwise. We're now going to go clockwise. So Bash, kick us off. Who are you? What you doing?
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Ran, and I play Bashir Kavakan. Shelve the Books on Twitter. Not really any sort of streaming or online presence very much. So I would recommend that instead of looking for me and my interesting thing, find randomly generated and Rose Artemis on Twitch, both who stream D&D and also do variety streaming, and they're two excellent streamers that deserve everybody to just give them a chance and follow them around. So thank you for watching. This is so fun. Thank you to the DM, and thank you to my fellow players for allowing me to be uptight, bothersome mother, because I have one of those and I'm just working through some trauma with this character. So.
Well, what else is D&D for if not working through your issues? I in one game where I play a character that's completely out my element, I'm working through my daddy issues, so I completely relate with that. Okay, Out of Fortan, who are you? What are you doing?
Hey, thank you so much. Another wonderful session, and thank you to everyone for watching. I'm John. That is Phoenix Iwaki on Twitter. I don't have any other streams or anything, but I'm always on Twitter chatting about D&D. Love talking about everything, both Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms. And yes, I cannot wait for the next chapter. Mina, mite kurete, arigato ne.
Okay. Varys, you are next. Who are you? What are you up to? Did you have fun?
Very much so. So when I'm not playing the cranky Varus, which I'm not really a cranky person in real life, but when I'm not playing Varus, my name is Mike, and you can find me at Twitter at Legends Die Live. And I'm also on another stream, Legends Die Live, where I DM a group of, a group of people that inherently ruin my plans. So
yeah, no, it's okay. DM to DM, I feel you.
Right. So it gives me a chance to blow off a little steam and put my own DM at little redirect some of that energy. Legends Die Live at Twitter. Come say hi.
And last but not least, Khan, who are you? What are you doing?
Who am I? What I'm doing? Well, I am at Honeybuns on Twitter and Battlescar Bunny on Twitch, and you can find me and my shenaniganery on like every other Sunday, and I'm playing Dark Matter coming up. Then I'm also new Trash Fire in Waterdeep. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much. And I also have. I'm never good at this. I have notes and I'm still not good at this.
It's okay, we'll practice.
I need.
Do you have one of those pinned tweets that says everything you're doing yet? Okay, you're gonna get one because we're gonna make it. So guys, go follow Buns on the interwebs. So she'll have one by the end of the day. Promise you, I'm gonna make it, and then you can see all the stuff that she's in. And obviously, I'll just quickly wrap up. You have been watching the Grey Hawk channel. I have been your DM, Gloss and Gadgets. I'd like to thank everyone that has watched, all our patrons, all our subscribers, obviously our sponsors, Tabletop Looped, Devon Brew, Battle Maps, and of course our games are powered by Roll20. Aha, did it with no notes. Impressed. When I'm not here, I am streaming on Great Gold Heart Gaming. I am in that Waterdeep game with Bunny. I am scared because, we'll see what happens. I play a very serious character. I'm not in that game where we play Dark Matter. That starts on the 30th. I DM Curse of Strahd there every other Monday, and I'm here every Friday, but let's quickly just do that. So yes, rest of the week. So we are Wednesday. So later today we have Path of the Plains with Mage and Sage, and this is my real name. And then of course we have Legends and Lore at 8 p.m. EDT today. And then Thursdays we've got Hidden Shrine of Tamo-chan, and then Starlight Society. Fridays is Ghost of Smaltmarsh. I am in it. We have 2 DMs, both Grimjack and Mage and Sage. So it was our first episode last week. It's this week. I love everybody. We have an emo beardless dwarf and a sassy dragonborn, and it's just so good. So go watch that, not just because I'm in it, but generally it's very good. Of course, and then of course we have the Old Faith with NPC Bree, Saltmarsh Stories with Alex Catu. And then Saturday, join us for Grey Hawk Talk, Seekers of the Scorpion Crown, and Who Are the Monsters? They all sound very, very interesting, so make sure you check them out too. That will be all from us. We're going to bid you farewell, and we will see you next week. Night. Join the Discord.